The year was 1944. Europe was a continent scarred by years of relentless conflict, and the Allies were preparing for the boldest amphibious assault in history, D-Day. Soldiers, tanks, and aircraft swarmed England, poised to strike the fortified coast of Normandy. Among them was a force that would soon etch its name into history, not because of sheer numbers, but because of precision, bravery, and an almost supernatural fearlessness. This is the story of the Canadians at Juno Beach, a story so extraordinary it would redefine what courage on the battlefield truly meant. Most people imagine D-Day as a single, synchronized strike, a colossal clash of firepower against entrenched defenses. In reality, every beach had its own story, and the Juno, the Canadians faced a challenge that many historians now call the most tactically impressive achievement of that day. Their objective was deceptively simple: secure the beach, push inland, and link up with their British allies. What they encountered, however, was chaos, bullets, and death in its most concentrated form. The Canadians approached the beach at first light, waves crashing over their landing crafts. From a distance, the German fortifications looked unassuming, just a few concrete bunkers and scattered machine gun nests. But as soon as the ramp dropped, reality struck with terrifying clarity. The open sand turned into a death zone. Bullets tore through the air, artillery shells ripped holes in the ground, and panic threatened to overtake the soldiers. Yet amid this inferno, the Canadians moved with a discipline and ferocity that defied imagination. Major David Curry, one of the commanders, recalled that every second counted. "We were alive by the grace of our training and sheer determination," he said years later. Tanks supporting the infantry smashed German defenses, carving paths through barbed wire and obstacles. The Canadians surged forward, hand grenades in one hand, rifles in the other, meeting resistance at every step. By mid-morning, many Allied units were still struggling to make headway, but the Canadians had not only secured the beach, but had pushed further inland than any other Allied force. The scale of their achievement stunned even the highest-ranking generals. This was not merely luck or chance. The Canadians had cultivated a reputation long before D-Day, forged in the crucible of the First World War. At Vimy Ridge, they had demonstrated an uncanny ability to execute complex operations under fire, earning the respect and fear of friend and foe alike. Their tactics were innovative: coordinated artillery, creeping barrages, and night raids designed to disorient the enemy. By the time World War II erupted, the Canadians were no longer novices. They were a force to be reckoned with, trained to adapt and overcome, no matter the odds. But Juno Beach tested more than their training. It tested their spirit. The Germans defending the beach were seasoned soldiers, reinforced by elite units. Every bunker was a fortress, every machine gun a potential executioner. Yet the Canadians advanced with relentless determination, each platoon moving in perfect coordination, using smoke, terrain, and sheer audacity to overcome obstacles. Soldiers carried wounded comrades while continuing the assault, improvising when weapons jammed, and navigating minefields with remarkable composure. By late afternoon, they had achieved what many had deemed impossible. Juno Beach was secured. Towns of Courcelles-sur-Mer and Saint-Aubin-sur-Mer fell, and the Canadians had reached their objectives faster than planned, leaving a trail of strategic brilliance behind them. Beyond the beach, another story was unfolding, one of stealth, courage, and nearly unimaginable risks. The 1st Special Service Force, known as the Devil's Brigade, operated in secrecy across enemy lines. Comprised of both Canadian and American soldiers, these commandos specialized in unconventional warfare, using hand-to-hand combat, explosives, and silent kills to dismantle German positions. Their training was brutal: designed to make men into machines capable of incredible feats of endurance. One mission, near the mountain of Monte la Defensa in Italy, would become legendary. The peak had repelled countless attacks by larger forces. Yet in darkness, carrying heavy rucksacks, the Devil's Brigade climbed nearly vertical cliffs, infiltrated enemy positions, and neutralized German sentries one by one. Within hours, the impossible mountain was under Allied control, a testament to strategy, courage, and the indomitable will of these elite soldiers. These stories highlight a broader truth about the war. Victory was rarely the result of sheer firepower alone. It was determination, training, and human ingenuity that defined success on the battlefield. Soldiers learned to anticipate enemy movements, exploit weaknesses, and act with precision under unimaginable pressure. Canadians, Americans, and other Allied forces proved that courage was not a simple act. It was a science, a discipline, and an art form in its own right. Yet war is never just about triumphs and victories. Alongside moments of brilliance were acts of tragedy, loss, and sacrifice. Families awaited news that often never came. Fields once filled with life became graves. And amid the chaos, soldiers forged bonds that would last a lifetime, finding humanity in the most inhumane of conditions. It was in these moments, the shared exhaustion, the whispered words of encouragement, the camaraderie in the mud and blood, that the true character of these men and women emerged. The legacy of the Canadians at Juno Beach and beyond extends far beyond tactical manuals or history books. They demonstrated that courage under fire is not measured by numbers alone, but by the ability to adapt, think critically, and persevere when faced with overwhelming odds. Their story remains a testament to what ordinary humans can achieve when discipline, training, and sheer will converge. In the end, the tale of Juno Beach and the extraordinary feats of soldiers like the Devil's Brigade is more than a story of war. It is a story of human potential, resilience, and the extraordinary power of courage.